3 months from tomorrow is the World Baseball Classic final. Yes, it is that soon. It is around the corner at the winter meetings. We got a lot of World Baseball Classic nuggets because in fact, all of the managers and GMs for the international teams were at the winter meetings. They did a media session and answered questions, the majority of which is, hey, this good major league player, is he going to be in the WBC? And we got some answers, we got some non-answers, but the two main teams where we got a lot of new information was the USA and Team Dominican Republic.
Let's focus on Team USA because we have, of course, wondered how will Team USA, by the way, of course, the defending champs, Samurai Japan. Not going to talk about them too much here today. But they're chilling. We're not worried about them. It's all about the teams that are going to try and figure out how to beat Japan. And Team USA and Team DR are, of course, two of the teams near the top of that list with respect to Venezuela and Mexico, Puerto Rico, and some of the other contenders. We're going to focus on USA and DR today. So let's talk about Team USA because I don't remember exactly where we were at the last time we talked, but we have a number of more commitments. Of course, the earliest ones being Paul Skeens, being Aaron Judge, being Cal Raleigh.
Yeah.
But the rest of the position player group is starting to take shape. Our outfield now, based on the announced commitments, will now include Corbin Carroll. That is one we expected. Pete Crow-Armstrong is in and would seem to be a good pick to be the starting center fielder, even on defense alone, even if he's at the bottom of the lineup. And then the infield, we have Gunnar Henderson and Bryce Terang. Now, Bryce Terang, of course, coming off a really big season with Milwaukee, a really good fit at second base. I know we had speculated when we did this, earlier this season. We're like, okay, could that be Mookie Betts? Where is he going to fit into this? Is Mookie even going to be on this team at this point? I don't know. Bryce Terang at second, Gunnar Henderson, who, of course, would normally be playing shortstop, but it looks like Gunnar Henderson is going to be at third base alongside Bobby Witt Jr. Kyle Schwarber has committed. Will Smith has also committed, which I'd say is at least mildly surprising, although I would imagine with Cal Raleigh on the team, I wouldn't be shocked if, he's not going to catch every inning. If the Mariners are like, yes, you can go play for Team USA, but don't go catch every single inning of the WBC, having another good catcher makes sense. So we have Will Smith there. And then we have a few pitchers being announced, and sorry to disappoint, it is not quite on the level of Paul Skeens, not that anybody is. But we have really the bullpen kind being filled out with Griffin Jacks, another Air Force alum, so that is cool. Garrett Clevenger, a lefty for the Rays, who's a lot better than you think. Garrett Whitlock, another solid reliever. And then Matthew Boyd, who's, of course, coming off an all-star season and is presumably going to be in the rotation. So maybe not the sexy names people are looking for in the rotation. We will see if they can get Logan Webb, who's been reported to be interested. Can they get him to commit from the Giants? What is most interesting you about Team USA right now? Who are the names you're still kind of wondering about moving forward?
So the thing that excites me the most that I think is just super freaking rad is that Corbin Carroll, Pete Crow-Armstrong, and Bobby Witt Jr. played together on the 2018 18U team, like the high school national team. Though to have three guys in your starting lineup go from 18U to like the WBC team that have known each other for so long is just so cool. Like that's just so freaking cool. And I think is worth just spending a moment on. And yeah, I mean, it's just the pitching, man. It's just like, what is the pitching going to be? They need another starter that you feel really good about. My problem with Matthew Boyd is, again, what works in the WBC, like we don't have enough of a sample size to like really know. But in my mind, if I'm Team USA, I want guys with stuff, right? Because so many of the hitters that you're facing on some of the lesser teams are not seeing the best stuff in the world all the time, right? Matthew Boyd is not that. I know he's threw harder last year, but like I want another dude with gas starting for me if I can get it. And what that player is just that that's the whole thing. It's not going to be Scooble because he's going to be a free agent. Crochet, there was already a report that he's not going to do it. And so the best pitchers after that are Max Fried.
Well, we don't have
Logan
Wheeler
Webb,
now, right? That's not an option.
Zach Wheeler can't do it because he was hurt. Jesus Luzardo, in theory, could do it, but I think he played for Venezuela last time.
Pitched for Venezuela, yeah. Yeah, I don't think.
I know, but he's eligible.
Team USA.
I think Hunter Brown would be a really good fit.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's the guy you probably
think the Astros
want.
are going to let him go? Like, I don't know about that. We'll see.
Any of the Mariners guys, Brian Wu, Bryce Miller, Logan Gilbert.
Yeah. The Mariners already have like their whole team going to WBC. I don't know if that makes it more or less likely that any of those pitchers. I agree with you.
And then the guy who I think ends up on the team, and this is just a total guess, is Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan played in the Olympics. He was actually traded while he was in the Olympics.
He's still in the minors.
To the Twins. What are the Twins going to do? Say, sorry, Joe. Like, at this point, the Twins kind of owe Joe Ryan after trading everyone away.
I agree with that. I think that, again, this is why, like, I don't even really want to talk about the pitchers, because it's just there's going to be so many factors that go into who commits, and we're just not going to know until very later, so much later.
But you can usually assume certain guys are not going to go, right? Like, if you sign a big free agent deal and it's your first year with a new team, like Dylan Cease, I don't think you're going to go. If you're a pitcher like Jacob deGrom, who has a wild injury history, I don't think you're going to go.
Can you imagine Dylan Cease going to Canada and being like, sorry, guys, I got to go pitch for Team USA?
That's awesome. It's awesome.
No,
Chris Sale feels too much of an injury risk.
To me, it's just like the pitchers are going to be such late decisions that it's hard for me to think too hard about it. It's really important. I'm not saying it's not important I'm just saying for where we're at 3 months out, I'm more focused on the position player side. And the last thing I would just say about Team USA is, look, the outfield. More. I think he's probably done. I think that the outfield is in good shape. I mean, yes, there's other good outfielders. The infield is in good shape. Yes, there's other good shortstops, Corey Seager, whatever. To me, first base is the most interesting. Particularly because DH is so locked in with Schwarber. First base is the one where you have really 4 like completely defensible options, and you could argue 5, which is Bryce Harper, which is Pete Alonso, which is Nick Kurtz, who we certainly were not considering a year ago, but I think would absolutely have to be in this conversation.
Yeah.
And then Matt Olson. Matt Olson's awesome. He's, that's about as safe a bet. And honestly, if all those guys don't do it, Michael Busch would be a pretty good option. Like Michael Busch is awesome. So how many of those guys do it? Because presumably, and this comes in when we talk about the DR team in a second here, are willing to go if they're not actually going to play, or if they're only going to play a certain amount of times. Like, because you also have to think about it for hitters in particular. It's like they're trying to get ready for the season also. Yes, they want to win this tournament. But if they're going to go and not get at bats, that's not necessarily something they want to sign up for. But I do think that they're going to get more than one of these guys. So, and then where does Pete come in if he just signed with the Orioles? Does he want to, disappear from them?
Pete's not going to do it.
Away? So I don't know.
I know Pete did it last time. I would be surprised if he does it. I think this is going to be Bryce.
I think it's Olson.
Bryce really wanted to do it. Bryce really wanted to do it last time, and he was coming off the TJ, I think. And so that was part of the reason why he didn't do it. I think it'll be Bryce. I would be surprised if it wasn't. The Braves just feel like a team where they're like, hey, don't do that. Like I don't know. I just
why? I don't know. I have no sense. Like there's some teams seriously are going to have like half of their team missing in spring training, but hey, it's going to be a fun time.